Now see here, we will be going with this chapter, that is the uh, laws laws of motion. This is the name of your chapter, है ना? Laws of motion. So before these laws of motion, I would like to make you clear that there are two states of the body. Okay, if you just consider the states of the body, state of a body. So there are two states of a body. One is known as the rest and one is known as the motion. There are two states of a body. One is known as the rest or one is known as the motion. A body can't be in two states at an instant. The body can't remain in the two states. It has to remain either in rest or it has to remain either in motion, not both. Okay, now see, then after the state of body, because we want to study this laws of motion, so laws of motion पढ़ने के पहले स्टेट के बाद हम डायरेक्टली चलते हैं ये वर्ड पर, टर्म पर, inertia. What is the meaning of inertia? Inertia means the ability of a body to resist any change in its state. The ability of a body to resist any change in its state is known as inertia of the body. So you can write the definition that the ability of a body to resist any change in its state is called inertia. Okay, so we have got the inertia of the rest, we have got the inertia of the motion, and we have got the inertia of the direction. These all things you know it. So this is the definition of the inertia, the ability of the body to resist any change. For example, say a huge truck is coming in front of you and you have to stop the truck. If you want to stop the truck, then it is not possible, because the truck has got a very great mass, a huge mass. So it is it is in motion. So in order to change the motion of the truck to rest, then this inertia will take part. So the inertia means the truck will resist. If you will stop the truck, then it will resist that no bhai, I will not stop, I will go. Means you will be just going inside the wheels. So the truck will come over you. So you cannot stop the big truck, but you can stop a bicycle very much, because the bicycle is having a less mass, so we can stop it. So that is all about the inertia. Okay, after this inertia is of the three types, you all know, है ना? One is the inertia of rest, one is the inertia of motion, and one is the inertia of the direction. Inertia of the direction also you know it very well. Now see, after this I would like to say with the Newton's laws of motion. So Newton's laws of motion में देखो, यहाँ पर हमारे पास फर्स्ट लॉ है, फर्स्ट लॉ ऑफ मोशन. What the first law states? First law states that if a body is in rest, it will be in rest, and if it is in motion, it will be moving until and unless an external force comes and changes the state of the body. Means first law states that the force is very important thing. Force is a very important thing that will change the state of the body. So the first law states the necessity of the force. Okay, so first law, this definition you will get from the book. What I have told you can write down in your notes also, that if a body is in rest, it will be in rest, and if it is in motion, it will be in motion until and unless an external force comes and stops the body. Then we come to the second law. The second law states about the magnitude of the force. मैग्नीट्यूड बोलो, और इसको हम लोग क्या बोल सकते हैं? वैल्यू ऑफ फोर्स. सेकेंड लॉ क्या बोलते हैं? वैल्यू ऑफ द फोर्स क्या है उसके बारे में कौन बोलते हैं? सेकेंड लॉ. What is the value of the force? What is the magnitude of the force? It states that the force is directly proportional to the time rate of change of momentum. ठीक है, टाइम रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ मोमेंटम, ये ऐसा बोलता है कि फोर्स इज डायरेक्टली proportional to the time rate of change of momentum. ठीक है, दिस इज द सेकेंड लॉ. यू ऑल नो दिस मोमेंटम क्या होता है पता है? what is the meaning of momentum? It is a quantity of motion contained in a body. It is denoted by word P, and it is equal to mass into velocity. It is a product of mass into velocity. What is the unit comes to be? Kg into meter per second square. So this is the definition, this is the meaning of the momentum. So the momentum, the second law states about the force magnitude, that force is directly proportional to the time rate of change of momentum. Now let's see how we can derive this second law. ठीक है, how we can just say the mathematical form of the second law. The mathematical form of second law, see here, that the force is directly proportional to the change in momentum upon del T. So what is del P? Del means what? Del means change, और इसको क्या बोलते हैं हम लोग? मोमेंटम. ठीक है, इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? ये change in momentum. What is del T? A time interval. मतलब एक टाइम में. So what happens? We can write that in SI system, means it is the standard international system. We can write F is equal to some lambda times your del P upon del T. ठीक है, and in SI we say the lambda value is equal to 1. So force becomes what? Del P upon del T. Now del P, what is del P here? Now see, del P means it is the change in momentum. So we say the final momentum minus your initial momentum. So del P is equal to, what is final momentum? We know momentum is equal to mass into velocity. Do you remember in the last topic I have told you that momentum is equal to mass into velocity. The mass of the body remains constant. So change in momentum is equal to mass into final velocity minus mass into final velocity minus mass into initial velocity. So take the mass common, what will be getting? P minus U. And say del T is equal to, मान लो T ले लेते हैं. तो इस केस में देखो यहाँ पर पुट कर देंगे, इसमें पुट कर देंगे, तो F इज इक्वल टू डेल P का वैल्यू कितना आ गया? M टाइम्स V माइनस यू अपॉन क्या आ गया? T. और V माइनस यू अपॉन T, डू यू फॉलो द फर्स्ट इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन? यस, फ्रॉम फर्स्ट इक्वेशन ऑफ मोशन, V is equal to U plus AT. So this implies V minus U is equal to AT. So V minus U upon T is equal to A. Then we get force is equal to M into A. So this is the mathematical expression for the force. This is the mathematical expression for the force, and that is given by Newton's second law of motion. Now look it here, that if I tell you that what is the unit of the force, okay, then we come to the unit of force. If you look to the unit of force, then we know this force is equal to M into A. Now if M is equal to 1 gram and A is equal to 1 centimeter per second square, then F is equal to 1 gram into 1 centimeter per second square, and this is equal to 1 dyne. Okay, so dyne is the CGS unit, centimeter gram system second system unit of the force. And if M is equal to 1 kg and A is equal to 1 meter per second square, then the force is equal to 1 kg into 1 meter per second square, that is equal to 1 Newton. Now if you want to say that what is how many Newton is equal to how many dynes, so you can say here that 1 Newton is equal to 1 kg into 1 meter per second square. Now 1 kg is equal to 10 to the power 3 gram into 1 meter is equal to 10 to the power of 2 centimeter per second square. Gram into centimeter per second square is equal to dyne. So this is equal to 10 to the power 3 plus 2, 5. This much dyne. So thus we got a conversion from the SI to the CGS system, that 1 Newton force is equal to 10 to the power 5 times here. Okay. So this much we require to understand about the force. Now then afterwards we come to the Newton's third law of motion. What is the Newton's third law of motion? Can you tell me? It is a very simple law, action and reaction law. Okay? So come to the Newton's third law of motion. Third law of motion. The statement form you have to write down here, that to each and every action, to each and every action there exists equal and opposite reaction. So this is all about the Newton's third law of motion. To each and every action there is equal and opposite reaction. For example, this is a table and you have put a very big a wooden block on this table. This is the wooden block. Now this wooden block, from the lower standard we know that the wooden block is putting the weight. The weight is acting downward. So the wooden block is putting weight downward. So this weight is known as the action. Now who is opposing this weight? This table. This table will put equal and opposite reaction. So this N is the reaction. Okay? So do you follow this particular thing? That on the table, the wooden board, it has got the weight is acting downward and it is striking the table floor. So that is action, and the table will also put the upward force, that is N, on this block, and that particular N force is known as the reaction force. So each and every action, for example, if I will smash in the board like this, then this is my action. The board will put a force in my thumb, in my punch, and that is the reaction. तो हर एक एक्शन का क्या होता है? रिएक्शन होते हैं. तो ये फिलहाल नहीं. Now in the next class I will tell you about the law of conservation of energy, law of conservation of momentum.